Hello, B2 English learners, and welcome back to Unlock B2 English. Today, we're diving into a really important topic, environmental issues. It's complex, but essential for us to discuss.
Absolutely. It affects every single one of us. Before we jump in, what's the most pressing environmental issue in your country or region right now? Keep that in mind as we explore.
We'll break down key terms, discuss major challenges, and equip you with the language to express your opinions and propose solutions effectively. Let's start with climate change and global warming. They're often confused. Global warming refers specifically to the Earth's rising average temperature.
Right, and climate change is the broader term. It describes long-term shifts in weather patterns, including temperature, rainfall changes, more extreme weather, and sea level rise. It's about the entire climate system transforming.
Another significant problem is deforestation, clearing forests for other uses. It's harmful because forests absorb CO2 and are home to countless species. Losing them fuels climate change and a massive loss of biodiversity.
That's a huge point. And speaking of pervasive problems, pollution is a major concern. This can be air pollution, water pollution, or plastic pollution. They all have severe impacts on human health and damage ecosystems.
And a primary driver behind many of these challenges is our reliance on fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas. Burning them releases huge quantities of greenhouse gases, intensifying the greenhouse effect and directly contributing to global warming.
So what's the path forward? The concept of sustainability is absolutely central. It means meeting our current needs without compromising future generations. It's about using resources wisely and minimizing harm.
A fantastic example is the transition to renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. These sources are naturally replenished and produce little to no greenhouse gas emissions. Investing in them is crucial for a greener, more sustainable future.
Another very actionable step is reducing our individual and collective carbon footprint. This is the total amount of greenhouse gases released by our actions. Simple choices like public transport, reducing energy at home, or opting for plant-based meals can make a difference.
And on a broader scale, conservation and recycling are two critical ways we can personally contribute. Conservation protects natural environments and wildlife, preserving endangered species and vital habitats.
While recycling processes used materials to make new products, reducing waste. But remember the reduce, reuse, recycle hierarchy. Reducing consumption and reusing items often have an even greater positive impact.
Beyond these actions, we also need to consider the economic aspect. It's a real challenge for many countries to balance economic growth with environmental protection. Developing nations, for instance, often rely on industries that can be environmentally damaging.
That's true. It's a complex dilemma. Finding sustainable development paths that allow economies to grow without further degrading the environment is a global priority. This often involves investing in green technologies and changing business practices.
And we can't ignore the impact on specific regions. Take the Arctic, for example. Global warming is causing rapid ice melt, which directly contributes to sea level rise, threatening coastal communities worldwide. Island nations are particularly vulnerable.
Absolutely. This directly impacts millions of people and forces discussions about climate migration. It really highlights how interconnected our planet is. What happens in one part of the world affects us all.
It's clear that these environmental issues are deeply interconnected and demand a truly global and collaborative response. It's not solely up to individuals. Governments must implement strong environmental policies. Industries must innovate sustainably, and international organizations need to foster cooperation across borders.
Absolutely. And when you're discussing these complex and often sensitive topics in English, remember to use logical connectors. Words and phrases like consequently, furthermore, however, therefore, in addition, and on the other hand, will help you link your ideas smoothly and express yourself with clarity and sophistication at a B2 level.
So, for your weekly challenge, I want you to identify one specific environmental issue in your local community. Do a little research to understand its specifics. Then try explaining it to a friend or family member in English, incorporating as much of the vocabulary and the concepts we've covered today as possible. It's fantastic practice for putting your new knowledge into real-world use and becoming a more articulate advocate for our planet.
That wraps up our in-depth episode on environmental issues. We genuinely hope you feel much more confident and equipped to discuss these vital topics in English now.
Remember to actively practice the new vocabulary and structures. And please share your thoughts, your challenges, or any questions you have in the comments section or on our social media channels. We love hearing your opinions and seeing your progress.
Want to expand your skills for discussing current events and global topics even further? Make sure to check out Episode 3, Navigating News Headlines, Current Events for B2 Learners. It will give you even more tools and phrases to talk about what's happening in the world and help you stay informed on a daily basis.
Thank you for tuning in to Unlock B2 English. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with anyone who wants to unlock their B2 English potential. We'll be back soon with another exciting episode. See you next time.